Hello, beautiful Fold. Check out that folding screen. Oh my goodness. Hey s'mores, I'm Shannon Morse. Welcome to Morse Code. This is the Samsung Galaxy Z Fold 3. It's an $1,800 foldable phone. Now my price was $892 after trading in the Z Fold 2 and additional pre-order discounts. By the way, I also have a Samsung store coupon code for 5% off listed in the description down below, so click the title to expand the text. It is a referral code. If you use it, just let me know if it works. I'm curious. When I ordered this, I also grabbed the Samsung Galaxy Watch 4. This is my first smartwatch. It's a 40mm pink gold. It cost $250, but this was free with discounts and pre-order bonuses. Now in the box, you get your phone and a charging cable and a SIM tool. That's it. Now, since I have owned a Fold 2 for a whole year, this is not my first foldable phone, nor do I think it'll be my last. I really enjoy the productivity that can be had from a foldable and a large display. Now, I am still conscious about the fragility of these devices as well as the battery. They're good, but they are not the best things that I have experienced. So let's go ahead and run through the specs real quick for this cover screen and the build, then I will hop into the unfolded features. Now I'll give you some close-up looks so you can really see the details, but the hinge looks almost exactly the same. But this one does have less metal around the edges, so the bezel looks a lot cleaner. It also has a satisfying snap whenever you close it. It's so satisfying. I love the sound of that snap close. It's so cool. It feels like a magnet is supporting that closure and keeping it closed. Now, it's got some weight to it for sure, but it is pretty sleek. Given it's so bulky, it still does not fit in those car clamps that you might use in your car very well because it will just straight up fall out. The clamps are supposed to clamp around the front and they can't really do that because it is so thick. I am glad that it is IPX8 water resistant, so I won't worry whenever I'm out in the rain, but since it is not dust resistant, I won't be taking this on any hikes anytime soon. Even just a little bit of dust, like a little speck, could ruin that folding display. Now that cover display is still really skinny, but they have upgraded it to 120 Hz to make it a little bit more enjoyable to use. That skinny aspect ratio does still make the cover display pretty hard to do any kind of productivity on, other than just clicking around. So I find I usually unfold the phone to give me the best experience. There is a screen protector on here too, all the way around to the edges, so thank you for that, Samsung. And this one can be removed if it needs to be replaced. You'll notice up at the top, there's also a 10 megapixel selfie camera on that cover screen. How does it look? Let's see. It's not that great in both low light and bright lighting conditions. It over sharpens and it makes my complexion look awful, while a similar photo taken from my iPhone 12 Pro Max looks much better side by side. I also took this video as an audio test. I'm doing a quick audio test to see how the Samsung Z Fold 3 does with their 10 megapixel front cover display camera. Hey everybody, this is a test of the front-facing camera on the cover screen on the Samsung Galaxy Z Fold 3. By the way, if you're not already subscribed, and I know a lot of you aren't yet, go ahead and do so right down below. I'll make it worth your time, I promise. All right, so let's go ahead and move on to this beautiful unfolded display, which is my favorite part. This is the unfolded display in all of its glory. Now, unfolded, the dimensions are about the same as the Fold 2. One of the biggest differences with this new screen is that the main display has this funny little under display camera. I'll review that more in a bit. The crease does feel about the same as the Fold 2. There's not a major difference happening there. It feels like Samsung is using the same kind of screen protector on here as well, just judging by touch, but it is supposed to be 80% more durable whenever you are using the folding display. They do warn you while you set up the phone on the display to not remove this foldable screen protector or you might damage the screen. Now, if this screen protector does last, then I have no problem leaving it on there. That's totally fine with me. But if it starts bubbling up and it gets tears in it like my old one did on my Fold 2, then I will pull this dang thing off. I do not care about the warranty. That got really annoying real quick on the Fold 2 and made my experience a lot worse. Now, whether I take the Fold 3 out into sunlight or I'm using it inside like right here in my studio, seeing this screen in either scenario was no issue. I took it with me on a sunny day to the Denver Botanical Garden, which I highly recommend that place. It's so gorgeous, and it was great the entire time. I love using this big screen for my day-to-day work. It's so great for tasks, but also for entertainment. It is a beautiful screen to look at. Movies on here look awesome. The crease does kind of blend in, and you don't really notice it whenever you are watching a bunch of videos on here. It just kind of blends in with the video, so you don't really pay attention to it. Okay, we have to talk about this under display camera. It's my least favorite part. We have to talk about it. It looks worse than my 2014 Note 4 selfie camera. It's just grainy and it's muddy. There's a ton of noise going on, and really it's not even worth it to use for anything other than maybe a video call or like a very quick Google Meet or Google Teams call. I never use this thing to take photos. Look, if you can't give me a good lens to take selfies with, just don't put one on there at all, or go back to the hole punch. I would very much rather just have the hole punch camera, because at least it's trying and at least it looks decent. Okay, and this is a test of the Samsung Galaxy Z Fold 3 on the forward-facing under display camera, which is found on the folding display, to see how the image looks. I can already tell it looks more grainy, as well as the audio, which should be the same. So let me know what y'all think of this one as well, compared to the cover screen video recording as well. But listen, I get what they're going for. It gives you a more cohesive experience on the screen without a black circle sitting on the top of the screen constantly. But it's still noticeable because the pixel density is different. So whenever you have a light colored wallpaper or you're doing something on a light colored screen, it looks a little bit weird because it looks like a little gray circle and it totally stands out. You can even see it on this darker wallpaper that I have on my phone right here. It's that little speck right up at the top, and it kind of looks like an odd shadow or an odd reflection. Now, the battery was also subpar. It lasted me an entire work day, so like an 8-hour work day. It's a 4,400 milliampere hour battery. So for example, it got me down to 39% after 8 hours straight of video streaming on Wi-Fi at 50% brightness. Now, I will clarify that is not as good as the 60 Hz Pixel 5a 5G, which can straight up last you like 2 whole days, but this will get me through a long workday with a little bit to spare before I gotta put it back on the charger, but by the time I go to bed, it will probably be dead. I also wanna mention that the Fold 2 had a better battery life, and maybe that's because its cover display was 60 Hz, while this one got that upgrade. Now, speaking of charging, you can do wireless up to 10 watts with Qi charging, or you can do wired up to 25 watts with a compatible charger, which is not included in the box. You can also reverse wireless charge at a very, very, very slow 4.5 watts. Unlike Apple, who does limit wireless charging to 7.5 watts on third-party chargers, at least with this one, with the Fold 3, that will charge at 10 watts wirelessly no matter what charger you use it on, as long as it's compatible. No Samsung certified qualifications are required. The Fold 3 does include 5G sub-6 and millimeter wave, and the speeds were excellent for downloads, kind of sad for uploads. Not really surprised with that. I tested it on Google Fi in downtown Denver. Now keep in mind, and I will be saying this in my future reviews as well, your experiences may vary depending on your carrier, location, and the phone that you are testing. But these were the speeds that I was consistently getting, and I was using this on the same SIM card, and I was switching it between this one, the Flip 3, and the 5A 5G. I tested all of them in the exact same location at the exact same time. This was the one that got me the best speeds. Call quality was also crystal clear. I had no issues here in Denver on Google Fi. I could hear my husband and he could hear me fine on the other end as well. There were no issues with drops or connection issues. You also have your usual goods like Wi-Fi and Bluetooth and NFC. All of those are included, as well as the ultra wideband. And it does work with Samsung Pay. You can use some cool security tools on here like Secure Folder, which will isolate any kind of apps or photos or movies or private files into a protected space on the phone for you. I think that's pretty cool. You can also lock it with a fingerprint on the power button as well as facial recognition on the front cameras. I love that both of those are included. That's awesome. Now they work pretty well to quickly get you into your phone, and I'm glad that both of them are on here. Oh, and if you are wondering, because I know some of y'all will ask me about it, this is Holo Taco. I am currently wearing Xyler, and I'm wearing the glossy taco over it. It's super, super sparkly and very fall. I love it. It reminds me of pumpkin spice. Now, just like on the Fold 2, the Fold 3 shines as a productivity tool. Like right here, I have it in split screen mode and it looks beautiful. It does offer S Pen support if you want to use a stylus with it, specifically the Samsung S Pens, but you have to have either the new Fold Edition S Pen or an S Pen Pro, both of which are an additional add-on product. Now, any other S Pen will not even work with it. Trust me, I already tried. And they say this is because if you press down too hard, you could damage the display. The 12 gigs of RAM that you get in here is very, very snappy and super nice to have. It does have a Snapdragon 888 processor as well. This keeps everything very zippy whenever you are writing notes while also watching videos, or you're playing a game while downloading some music, maybe editing a video in Adobe Rush. Whatever you might be doing on here, it can definitely handle it with that processor and that RAM. It does come with Samsung's One UI built on top of Android 11. That is standard for this year, although Android 12 beta was just released by Google and we can expect it to officially launch in October. I am recording this in September. Now I'm going to go ahead and fold this so you can see the rear cameras. There they are. Lastly are these rear cameras. These have not changed from the Z Fold 2, and my general opinion overall of the Fold lenses has not changed either. I was hoping that we would see some cool new upgrades going into the rear cameras, but overall I'm really not seeing any difference between last year's foldable and this year's. The specs alone are exactly the same, just in a new housing. It is covered with Gorilla Glass, but since it bumps out, I would recommend a camera protector like the ones from Whitestone. I put one of those on an iPhone that I gave my bestie, and it protected her lenses 100% when she dropped her phone. The protector cracked, but they come in a pack of 2, so she had an extra. It is way cheaper than cracking the camera lenses itself. Also not sponsored. I just really like that brand. So here's some photo examples. Overall, photos were very crisp and very clear, and I could easily see all of the details. Even my low light photos and portraits gave me some really high quality shots, so I am happy with what I am seeing here. In bright light, I noticed the white clouds are still too bright, they're overexposed. I would take 2 shots immediately, one after another, and I would notice a stark difference in the HDR and the exposure, especially in the sky. Reds and purples were highly saturated, sometimes too much. It took great photos in brightly lit conditions, like at this botanical garden. I was impressed that it was able to capture this hummingbird, for example, while it was flying around. It looked really good too. And the 10 times digital zoom is the max that it can do. It's cool, but still noisy, so no quality difference there from what I've seen on other Samsungs so far in the Fold lineup. Now, night mode shots were pretty good, but they could have been better. I consistently had some blurry shots as it seemed the shutter speed was kind of slow at night. In shots where there weren't any kind of moving targets whatsoever, it did a good job of keeping things crisp and clear. My ultra wide zoomed out shots at 0.5 times zoom were also good quality as well. Now, videos were pretty fun to take. I love this slow motion video that I captured of that hummingbird. It did a really great job with that one as well. You can do HDR10+ recording and up to 4K UHD videos at 30 or 60 FPS. I tend to stick to 30, but it did not overheat at 60 FPS either, which I was very happy to see. Now, all of the software features like the new director's view that I reviewed in detail in my Samsung Galaxy S21 Ultra video are also available in this phone too. And here's a file testing the audio and the video quality. Hey everyone, this is a test of the Samsung Galaxy Z Fold 3 to test the image stabilization as well as the audio from this phone. Hi, Suki.
How's it going? You want to be featured in my review?
So after playing with this Z Fold 3 for a whole stinking month, I'm not as excited about this upgrade from the Z Fold 2 to the 3 as I was hoping I would be. A lot of the experiences with this one stayed pretty much the same, but the build, form factor, and the productivity power have definitely improved. I am disappointed in the battery life and the cameras, especially that under display one, which, ugh. Yikes. So I am hoping that next year's model is better in terms of those specs. Now, if you have never owned a foldable and you want to, there's that satisfying click again. If you want to experience one and you don't really want to pay $1,800 for one, and maybe you don't have a trade-in to lower that cost, you may want to consider the Z Flip 3 instead. I do have a review video of that one too on my channel, or it's posting soon if it's not there already. But if you want the power of a tablet in the size of a bulky phone, then the Z Fold 3 could be a good option for you. Now, I'm curious, have you taken the plunge for a foldable phone? I'm really curious if this is going to be the one that people want, or if it's just still too expensive. Let me know down in the comments. In the meantime, shout out to all of my supporters on Patreon like Saba Sig, who just joined, and my Buy Me a Coffee friends, including Forrest, Mac Attack, and EM1 Davis, and to the folks that buy my merchandise, like my t-shirts and my stickers. That all helps keep these videos coming so that you can be a smarter and a savvier shopper. There's also the join button down below, which lets you add some cash to my tip jar, and you get access to all sorts of perks without leaving YouTube. Keep an eye on my channel for my studio build videos, which are coming out each week. In fact, if you haven't seen the studio tour yet, it is so cool. Now that the studio is done, you will be seeing a lot more videos on this channel in the coming weeks and the coming months. Thank you again so much to my s'mores for subscribing and watching. I'm Shannon Morse, and I'll see you soon. Bye, y'all.